In this lesson, you will learn to use the pipe operator in R. This little function is heavily used in the tidyverse. This function is called the pipe operator. In order to use the pipe operator, you have to install the magrittr package in R. The magrittr package author is Stefan Milton. He is from Denmark. I remember in his talk at Monash University, he mentioned that the magrittr package sticker is the first hex sticker in R. Package authors use hex stickers to promote their packages. There is a nice story behind the name magrittr. You can see there is a little sentence written on the hex sticker. It is written in French. The meaning of this sentence is this is not a pipe. This sentence was taken from this painting. It is currently on display at the Los Angeles Country Museum of Art. The painting is known as This Is Not a Pipe and the Wind and the Song. The name of the painter is René Magritte. That might be the reason Stefan to use the name Magritte for his package. What pipe does is actually quite simple. It forwards left-hand side output into the expression that appears on the right-hand side. By default, it will become the first argument of whatever the function is on the right-hand side. In other words, pipe takes the output of the left-hand side function and feeds it as the first argument of the right-hand side function. Pipes are a convenient way to chain together a series of operations. Here is an example by using the pipe operator. Mean 1 to 10 can be written as 1 to 10. I extract this part here. Then pipe operator mean function. Both functions, this one and this one, complete the same task. The benefit of using pipe is it makes your code more readable by structuring the sequence of data operations from left to right. This is extremely useful if the code spreads far apart. Here is an example. Here, I create a matrix and calculate column sums of the matrix. This is the vector of values that I want to store as a matrix. Next, I create a matrix with 2 rows to store the values. After that, col sums function is used to calculate the column sums of the matrix. In this case, you have to read. In this case, you have to read from inside to out or from right to left. Pipe can be used to write multiple lines of code in a way that we can read left to right or top to bottom. Instead of writing the command like this, you can write the same command using the pipe operator like this. This also makes it easier to understand what the steps of the analysis are. Let's look at some special cases of the pipe operator. To illustrate them, I created a data frame called df. Here I have two variables and three observations. Here, first I use head.df. Instead of writing it like this, you can write the same command using the pipe operator like this. In the case of optional argument, a default value is assigned if the argument is not given. By default, head will print the first 6 rows in our data frame. We have only 3 rows, so it prints the full data frame in this case. You can change the number of rows to be displayed. For that, you can assign a value to the n. The argument n is optional. By default, the value of n is 6. By assigning n equals 2, I have changed the optional parameter value to 2. Now, it prints only the first 2 rows. Instead of writing the command like this, you can write the same command using the pipe operator like this. Let's talk about the dot operator with pipes. If you want to pass the left-hand side output in multiple places on the right-hand side, or as something other than the first argument to the right-hand side, you can use the dot. You can use the dot as a placeholder. You can use dot sign as a placeholder. For example, Y pipe operator f x comma dot is equivalent to f x comma y. Here is an actual example. Now 2 is plugged here. Next one, multiple pipes can be chained together, such as X pipe operator F, then pipe operator G, again pipe operator H. This is equivalent to H. Next one is G. Next one is F. And here we plug X inside here. Now let's look at functions without round parentheses. Here, all of the functions do the same task. Extract the column corresponding to the variable x1. The codes in this slide explain 3 different ways of doing it. The codes on this slide explain 3 different ways of doing it. First, we use $sign. Using the pipe operator, you can write it like this. Dot is telling the pipe operator to place the left-hand side output here. Next, use square brackets instead of $sign. Again, by using the pipe operator, we can write this command like this. Here also, this dot is telling the pipe operator to place the left-hand side output here. The only difference between these two functions is here I use column name. Here I use column index. All of these three codes explain three different ways of extracting the column corresponding to the variable x1. If you want to learn more about these things, you can use Vignette. Type this command on console, you will get the vignette corresponds to the Magrittr package. If you type vignette tibble, you will get the vignette corresponds to the tibble package. Please try to incorporate pipe operator into your coding style.